Yeah, Mike, you were a little laggy. You want to reboot or anything?
I think it's I've got my bad connection here at my house. I'm gonna have to get a booster for the house there.
Maybe if you got like Starlink there, could you do that?
They don't even have Starlink, believe it or not. I'm 35 miles from Austin. It's not available here, believe it or not.
Really?
At least it wasn't 6 weeks ago. Yeah. Now, 50 miles away it is. 40 miles from here it is.
All right. This show tonight is sponsored by Starlink Internet here. You use Bob's coupon to get 10% off this month.
The coupon code is get it if it's available. Okay. Remember that.
Yes. Old farts will get you everywhere,
All right. Well, listen, we're going to get ready to start the show here, folks. You heard some of the backroom banter here. So here we go. DeMarco's not here to help me do the countdown, but 3, 2, 1, and welcome into DroneNation for September 22nd, 2025. The DJI Mini Pro is here. It actually is on the set tonight. And so is the Vegas Meetup. It's right around the corner here. So to help out, Bob and Tom are here to kind of give us the lowdown on the Vegas Meetup, what we need to do if we plan on going. We're going to cover it, whatever, the whole 9 yards. And it's going to be a good show tonight. Now, I know you see like a different panel. Marcus Crawford still cruising somewhere in the Mediterranean. He's probably at some port of call having a fine Mediterranean meal. They always say there's Mediterranean diets or whatever, probably, living a life there. But he's heading to the Spanish Drone Seekers. And DeMarco was going to be here, but last minute, DroneNation, we sent him out on a project tonight or whatever. He's on assignment tonight. It's top secret assignment. So he should be back next week. So filling in, taking Marcus Crawford and DeMarco awards, filling their big shoes tonight is Mike Wright as the co-host here, and our special guest tonight, of course, Bob and Tom here. And I think we got a big show for you. Now, it's Monday night, so the football game's going on now. And DeMarco usually makes his fearless Monday night forecast here. But since he's not here, I guess we'll make Mike Wright pick it tonight. Mike, you're going to do the fearless forecast tonight. We have the Detroit Lions with a record of 1-1 versus the Baltimore Ravens, also with a record of 1-1. And the Ravens are giving 4.5 points as a home favorite here. Mike, how do you see this game?
I'll go for the Lions.
You're going for the Lions tonight, okay?
I think Lions. Yeah, I like the underdog. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, underdogs on the road there, and the Lions had a great season last year until they didn't.
Yep.
So.
Well, okay. my Texas Tech team did the same. My Texas Tech team did the same thing to Utah. They were 4.5 under,
and they
beat
won
them by 25 points. Oh yeah, they moved. They're number 12 in the nation now. Tech is.
Get out of here! That's great.
Yeah, number 12. Yep.
Congratulations. Yeah. So okay, folks, we're done with football here, so you don't have to turn it out here. Let's see. We got a couple things we want to go over here before we get into our big subjects here. Tomorrow, September 23rd, the second day of fall here. Own the moment. At 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, DJI's new nano camera finally arrives. We've been hearing rumors about this all summer long. It's finally here. It's the successor to the Action 2, which was a small POV type camera and a competitor to the Insta 360 Go series of small cameras. And I'm going to try to share the little DJI's little kind of promo thing here that I got queued up here someplace here. Let me see if I can get this here going here. Here you go. It's not a whole lot to it. I haven't found a moving one yet, but can you guys see that there? That's the promo that came out there.
Bigger lens, it looks like, than we've seen before.
Yes, it does. It does. Now, anybody in the panel here, I'll throw it out to Bob since you mentioned it. Bob, are you a fan of these little POV type pit-on cameras?
I'm not. I mean, I do probably will need one at some point in time, but I have to tell you, I'm a super fan of the Pocket 3. I have put this thing through multiple rough situations, and I drug it to Africa. I mean, and you know, and I'm talking on it right now here. I mean, it's probably one of the best webcams I think that exists. So and I've shot weddings on it. I've shot, you know, committee meetings, you know, homeowners association meetings, you know, a lot of the small video projects that I'm still getting, you know.
Yeah, of course, it's a much higher quality resolution than this little POV camera probably is.
Yeah, don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'm going to go to Tom. Tom has the
Yeah.
Insta360 Go. Is that the Ultra?
This is the Ultra. Okay, so it separates from the camera itself. Little different form factor from the Go 2.
It grew a little
previous iteration. Yeah. But this also has become my Karen cam that I wear whenever I fly now. So it has a pendant that it will just hang on your chest, put the pendant underneath your shirt. And it actually, the pendant actually articulates so it can point down straight or upwards. So very lightweight. I mean, you know, when you talk about quality on these cameras today, it's really nitpicking to find issues with them. You know, the 4K quality is definitely there. As an action cam, it's a great little device. The screen, of course, articulates up, so it becomes a great selfie cam. You know, and I also shoot with the X5, the Insta360's 360 camera, the X5. Now, I made a decision to go with the X5 instead of going with the DJI 360 camera for a couple of reasons. The first reason is on the X5, the lenses are actually field replaceable. And a 360 camera has those two protruding lenses, and they are definitely going to come in contact with something at some point in your ownership. And what's nice about the Insta360 product is I can change those out right in the field with little to no effort. The kit itself to replace two lenses is only like $30. So that was the first reason. The second reason was coupled with the first reason that you can't get DJI Care Refresh. Even though the price tag to replace the lens on the Osmo 360 is relatively cheap, you can't get in the US, unfortunately, DJI Care Refresh. So that's out the window. And the last reason I went with the Insta360 X5 was because it's the only 360 camera that has ND filters. And that makes a huge difference when you're filming action with the 360, because you want to be able to slow the shutter down, okay, to let that natural blur in that we're used to viewing with our human eyes. So I find this to be a really unique camera. Now, of course, we know what DJI is going to come out with. They're going to come out with a camera of a very similar nature, I believe, to this. Okay? So I believe it's going to be a two-piece solution that allows you to pop out the smaller version of the camera, okay, to wear or use in smaller locations. So, you know, I definitely think that's where these action cams are going.
Tom, let me ask you a question here. Is the Insta360 Go Ultra for you? Has it replaced the standard action camera? You really only need that with that hub you had there. You don't actually have to carry a standard action camera with you anymore.
That's correct. In fact, when I went to the Northeast Drone Meetup, I brought this and I brought the X5. I actually used this with one of the mounts it came with, and that was my dash cam because it'll also do looping. So I used it as my vehicle dash cam in the rental car for that time period. I also wore it at the meetup, and I wore it on the ferry when I took the Cross Sound ferry across to New London, Connecticut. I'll tell you, the video quality out of it is you know, what you expect nowadays out of these action cams. So
And just a little add on
I
to
really
what you were
can't
saying
nitpick
before
it.
about the motion blur and everything. I still have the Insta360 X4, and even that has a software blur in there. You can kind of fake a motion
Right.
blur with the X4. Of course,
That's
it's
the
not as good as
studio.
the real thing.
Yeah,
But
that's the new studio version, V2 version of Studio. The
yeah,
Insta360 has gotten so much better. I mean, my previous 360 camera was the X2, and I've been putting it off. And then when the Osmo 360 came out, that's when I pulled the trigger and went with the X5.
right,
For the reasons I stated.
right.
But
And I'm sort of hanging back because, of course, I don't want to jump to the next story already, but the next story is going to be about another 360 camera, and so I've kind of been sitting on an X4 because I wanted to see what DJI had to offer. I want to see what
Yeah.
another company we're going to talk about second has had the offer, and then I'm sitting. Well, maybe I'll just sit back next year and see if the X6 or the the GoPro 360 camera, if the second version, maybe that comes with replaceable lenses. Anyhow, I want to go to Mike here. Mike, do you have any interest in these little POV style cameras? Are you looking forward to that nano tomorrow?
Well, the other one I have is the little Instago 360, Instago 2, I think. That's the process for me. However, I did see a couple weeks ago that GoPro has filed a patent. It may never happen for a Pocket 3, Pocket 4 type version with a detachable camera.
Oh, really?
That would be different.
That'd be
different.
interesting.
Pocket system that you can take
Yeah.
apart. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may never happen, but
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, we're going to jump off, and I think we've kind of covered the ground there. So if you want to see what DJI has to offer, 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, you'll probably get all details. Now, it probably won't be for sale in the U.S. at the DJI website, but they're pretty good. The cameras seem to appear on the website, but they just say out of stock. The drones don't show up at all on the website, the U.S. website. So this will probably show up. So you'll be able to see all the specs and all the comparisons. You just won't be able to purchase there. Now, of course, our friends in South Korea and Japan, they will probably be offering it on eBay, if not tomorrow, very soon. But these cameras, if you wait a few weeks, they tend to actually show up on places like Amazon, sold by third-party sellers. So it's not as hard to get a hold of these DJI cameras as it is the drones. So, and I've seen a lot of leaks on this camera, but I haven't seen a price leak yet. Tom, what would you guess? Your best guess to be the ballpark of the big nano?
I'm going to say it's going to be in that $500 range.
$500 range.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think we find any cameras these days that really are released for less than that. So I'm pretty sure that when all is said and done, when you finally finish packaging it, it's going to be around the $500 mark. My
and
guess
that makes
is like
it a tough sell right now because
$569. Yeah.
I realize it's a new camera, but right now you could go out and buy as of this date. I know new things may be coming, but as right now you could buy a DJI Action 5 Pro or an Insta360 Ace Pro 2, which offer a considerable bulb and resolution to these small POV cameras for less money than the POV cameras. So you're paying all that money just for the compactness of this cover and not necessarily the image quality. Yeah.
But we've been used to that, Ron, for a while. I mean, the smaller something gets, usually the more expensive it gets.
Except mini drones.
Until it gets to a point, and then there's that break even. Exactly.
I'm more expensive,
Yes.
He's definitely more. He's definitely higher maintenance. Let me put it that way. He's definitely higher maintenance.
Okay, let me. I've alluded to the next story on the thing here. So let's see. Here we go. Right here. Let me see if I can get this going here.
GoPro.
Let's see here. I want to mute that down. You guys seeing that? Yeah. Okay. So
yeah.
So also tomorrow, we got a double header tomorrow. Double headers are usually baseball, but this is cameras tomorrow at 9. Apparently at 9 a.m. tomorrow Eastern Standard Time. GoPro will debut. I got it written down here. Finally show off the new Max 2, their 360 camera. We've been hearing rumors about this all summer. along with a new a drone called the Hero Lite. It looks like we're going to get the Hero whatever 14 tomorrow, but rumors say it's going to be a Hero Lite, like maybe a $200 or $300 light version of an action camera. And from the looks of it, from the leaks, Tom, the Max 2 will have replaceable lenses, so that will put in the same kind of tier that the Insta360 products did, with usable replaceable lenses. So both of them will have the jump over the DJI product.
Isn't it amazing that these companies learn from each other, unlike our blue UAS drone manufacturers? Okay. I had to make my slight there. Sorry, Ron. But you look at this like, hey, what is if you've ever owned a 360 camera, those bulging lenses are definitely going to come into contact with something. And the second you scratch them, that's it, right? So a field replaceable lenses are the way to go, because look at my situation. I brought it to the Northeast Drone Meetup. I was traveling away from home. Now, if I have an Osmo 360 and I scratch up the lens, that's it for the rest of that excursion. I'm not going to be able to use that camera anymore.
Yeah.
But with the field replaceable lenses, I take out the little repair kit, pop the bad one out, put the new one in, and I'm back in the game. So I'm hoping that GoPro has learned that lesson, and what they offer while they are replaceable, will they be field replaceable is my question.
Yeah. And what's to make everything, maybe even be fair here, even in the older Insta360, like my X4, it doesn't have usable replacements, but it does come with user replaceable covers. So you could put the covers on the lenses. If you fall and scratch the cover, you could change that cover in the field. Now, I know it's a whole argument that the cover, it ruins the quality. You get light leaks and whatever. And all that is true to some degree, but not as bad as the naysayers will make it sound.
Remember,
I shoot more than 50% of the time. I don't get any crazy light leaks or whatever.
Well, you got two different types of those add-on lenses, right? You got the plastic ones, and then you got the glass ones. The glass ones being much more expensive. Of course, every piece of glass you put in between what you're capturing and how you're capturing it definitely degrades the image, no matter how good the glass is. Just like
ND filters do.
Exactly. Okay. So you have to have, you have to figure out what's acceptable in your world, in your use case. Okay. Like for me, I laid out what my parameters were, but you might have different parameters. And I'm very interested to see how GoPro goes around, because GoPro has lost the edge in my book. They've
lost it for a couple of years. Yes.
Yeah. And now I want to see, I want to see GoPro successful. Not that I'm going to go out and buy a GoPro, but I want to see GoPro successful because competition only benefits us.
Yeah.
Should they come out with another drone?
You know what? I think the us baby boomers remember the horror of the GoPro drone, the Karma. Okay. But Karma has a way of fading a bit, so it might be time. Listen, it was hysterical over the last few weeks when I had people saying, "Oh my God, this anti-gravity drone, this is great. Now we have a choice with DJI out of the picture." And I said to them, I go, "Well, if you're at Insta360's headquarters and look out the northwest window, you're going to be looking directly at DJI's headquarters. So let's not forget where most of the stuff is manufactured." Okay.
Yeah.
So we all might run amok.
Can I respond to Bob's? Can I respond to Bob's comment? Bob, I would love to see an American drone company. Mark always says, but I think, alluding to what Tom says, I think GoPro needs to get their house order. They need to be able to. They need to be able to, a better action camera. They better worry about getting their prime product straight before they worry about. They can't even. They're falling behind the action camera market. So what chances do they have of making a state-of-the-art drone at that point? So, and
Yeah, I mean, they were the only game in town for a lot of years, you know.
Yeah, they were ahead and they lost it. You're definitely right.
Yeah.
Well, we use GoPro cameras on our DJI drones, right, on our Phantoms.
Right.
Yeah.
From the first Phantom where we had to jury rig our own gimbal, to finally when the Phantom 2 came out and had some place for us to put a GoPro camera.
Yeah.
So
No,
you know, GoPro shot themselves in the foot. Okay.
Well, listen, a lot of people still use GoPros. If you don't care about low light, if you don't care about overheating or whatever, you know, some people still like the image quality the best off of GoPros. But before we jump off this, I want to go to the Mike and Bob here. I'll go to Bob first, since you brought up. Are you into 360 video at all?
not yet. No.
Okay.
Not at all.
You're still watching.
I'd like to be, you know, but I'd like to. There's a couple things in front of that.
Yeah. Mike, are you at all into 360 video?
Yeah, I have the original Max 360, and I haven't used it in over 2 years.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, what we bring up, Tom? It's 360 cameras are great until you get the video out and you're trying to edit it, and then
again, that's gotten so much better.
Yeah, it has gotten 100% better than it was even a year or two ago. But if you don't do it on the regular, if you don't do it all the time, it's definitely a slowdown compared to editing conventional video.
Well, you know what? I'm going to disagree slightly there because for two reasons. Number one, there is a plugin for Premiere. Okay, that's a nice thing. So I can actually do my reframing right in my final editing solution. But once you learn, the mystery of keyframing is not as hard to breach as some people make it out to be. And the nice thing about 360 cameras is you get to actually experience the time and place you're in without having to worry about framing your shot. Okay? So you're able to turn around and enjoy your environment and not have to worry about whether the camera's facing the right way or not. So that is a big one for me. I like to be part of whatever experience I'm experiencing, right? Now, when I come back, I got a ton of footage now because not only do I have this view, I got that view, this view, and the other view that I can leverage in my content as well. So, you know, here's a good thing. If you're doing an interview, a face-to-face interview with somebody, you don't have to worry about setting up multiple cameras. It can be a single camera. They're in one lens, you're in the other. Now, when you get back to post, you can break that up in real time, and it's not as difficult to edit as it used to be. Like you said, over the last year or so, the Studio Suite has gotten so much easier to use and a lot more flexible.
These are all great points. But still, I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people, they get the 360 camera, they shoot the stuff, they get it home, they get in the editor, and they never get it produced out. I mean, it's gotten so good now. If you're just shooting short clips, which I do a lot, I just hit the AI button and let it edit or whatever. You know, if you don't really there's nothing in there in particular you want to highlight or whatever. And I'm going to jump off that for a second. By this little video here, if this is a real video, these sure look like they're usable, replaceable.
It sure looks that way, right? It sure looks that way.
They're showing. Yep.
Yeah. Again, this is from Igor, I think. So if this is an AI, you know, this certainly looks replaceable. So yeah, I mean, Tom, you talk about competition. I think it's great that right in 2025 we have a state-of-the-art 360 camera from Insta360, the X5. We have a strong competitor with the the DJI. What do they call theirs?
Osmo
360. And now the Max 2. We haven't seen the specs yet tomorrow, but it looks like, you know, we're going to have three good choices of whatever, each one having their strengths and weaknesses. Like Tom mentioned, you know, replaceable lenses on the X5, also the more mature software. The DJI product seems to have a little bit better resolution. and we'll find out more about the Max 2 tomorrow. So
yeah, so we're looking at a 2nd gen Max here. We're looking at a 1st gen Osmo 360 and a 5th generation Insta 360 series, right?
Mhm.
So there's a lot of experience there that Insta 360 brings to the game, and definitely GoPro and DJI should have been looking over their shoulder and garnering whatever they could from their experiences with the X series from Insta 360. So yeah, competition's a wonderful thing.
yeah.
No doubt
So,
it's going to be an 8K. No doubt it's going to be an 8K Max
30 at least. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least 8K 30. At least 8K.
You might as well,
30.
if you're not going to be 8K, you might as well not even release it.
No, exactly.
Isn't that crazy we're saying that? You know,
Yeah.
who's got an 8K TV?
Well, no.
Well, by the
problem
time you reframe this, you're lucky.
I understand. Yeah.
only 4K. You're only yielding out 4K out of an 8K 360 camera.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
Okay, folks, we're going to move on to the GoPro, the DJI Mini 5. Everybody's waiting to say, stop talking about cameras, talk about the Mini 5. I have one little clip to play for you guys here. This is from DJI themselves. The only thing I'm going to do is make sure that the music's not playing on this little clip here, and we're going to start it. And you already see this has that little spin thing that the Mavic 4 Pro does.
what they say, it's
I think it's 270 degrees.
270. Okay, 270. Right.
Yeah.
So a good percent of 360. So here we go. Got a hand launch here. There's a much bigger camera on it. I mean, it's a 1-inch, but the thing looks much bigger on the front. There's the scroll wheels. Looks like it's doing well in a kind of a outdoor rough environment, mountainous type place.
Misty moisture out there. I would believe that the props are bigger because they're the clip-on type.
I'm glad you brought that up. I have a little leak about that here. So okay. Oh, there's our good friend Nabi coming on with another video. So
now one thing that I was amazed with, and Ron, you're a Mavic 4 owner now, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Is how quiet the Mavic 4 drone is because of the way they've engineered the props, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's the quietest big bird I've ever heard.
I tell you, that was a lot of people were amazed at the Northeast Drone Meetup when I launched it. Okay.
Yeah.
They,
very low
because
frequency
it was such a low, it's a low tone.
A low pitch.
Yeah.
A low pitch. So if you basically, I mean, if you have a sound meter there, it's still going to register in the same neighborhood of most of the other drones. It's just that pitch is so much lower, so it's not obnoxious. Now, I haven't heard anybody mention yet about the Mini 5 Pro, but I would hope that that's a lot quieter than its predecessor.
I saw somebody do a little testing of it, and they claimed it was, but of course, in the test they were doing, it did sound slightly,
right.
quiet. But Tom, you can watch all the tests you want on YouTube until you hear it with your own ears. It's not really accurate.
Exactly.
Right. Down here.
I was shocked when I first heard the Avata take off, the first Avata. I was with Tom, and I was like, "Holy shit!" That's a loud
it's a swarm of hornets, right?
That just shows you're not used to. That just showed you weren't used to FPV drones.
No,
That's
I mean
correct.
that was a rude awakening there. I just bought the 5 prop gem fams for my Neo.
Okay.
So see if I can quiet that down.
Quiet that baby down. Yeah. For a small drone, it makes a lot of noise. But okay, the Mini 5 Pro is here. It released last week on Wednesday. And it looks like a great drone by all the reviews, all the big channels. Not that many U.S. channels got it, but of course all the European and non-American channels got it. And Most of them like most of the things about it here. And Mike, who had bad connection, left. Mike got his today. He's going to tell us about it. I guess we should let him tell about it for his internet contact. But he got his today. Bill, the drone reviewer, got his today. They ordered from the same.
Yeah, Bill Grace got his today.
Right. Bill Grace
in
got
South
his.
Korea.
Yeah,
A lot of people are starting to get them in, and a lot of people are getting them tomorrow. These people are mostly getting them from South Korean sellers. And so far, the early people have got it have reported paying no tariff, even though, like, if you look at on your phone, especially, that little red box pops up right at the top on every South Korean seller, says about you may have to pay tariffs and duty. But but the first 3 or 4 people I've heard of
so far
paid nothing. Yeah, so far.
Right. So far. But the controversy.
Yes.
There is controversy.
Yes,
okay?
there is. Yep.
And Ron, I said this to you already. We have to be able to nitpick. Otherwise,
what are we going to talk about?
where's the fun in it, right?
And Tom, I don't think it's not a controversy to you and me, but it's a controversy on the internet. What we're talking about here is, I have this as number 4 in the thing here, but there are issues already, even though it's a great drone. It seems to weigh in at over 250 grams on almost everyone's scales. And people go on about, the scales aren't accurate, but every single scale is not accurate to the higher number or whatever, I guess. And I know it gets a CO label in Europe, which means you could fly around cities and stuff like that, and in more congested areas. But what other places, like in the U.S., the CO means nothing to us. Is it legal to fly a sub 250 gram drone, meaning like a 250 gram, meaning you don't have to register or have remote ID? I'm talking U.S. only at this point or whatever. So I said, I made a little video that said, if I get the Mini 5 Pro, Mini 4 Pro, I intend to fly it. I intend to register it. I intend to fly it as a Part 107 drone using remote ID. I have no intentions of flying it like a mini drone under those rules. So that means nothing to me. But there are people, and of course in Europe they have their own regulations. But even in the U.S., there's a lot of people that do not want to register a drone and they do not want to broadcast remote ID.
So
yes.
So I don't. Okay, so let's be realistic here. So far, it has shown on almost everybody's scales that it's at 252 grams. Okay, now let's be real. 2 grams equals 7/100ths of an ounce. Okay, so and somebody said, well, the FAA is not out there with precision scales weighing drones.
Right.
Oh, well, but when it's involved in an accident, they're going to weigh it then. Well, I'll guarantee if it was involved in an accident, it's probably missing parts now. So I wouldn't worry too much about it being over 250 grams. Okay.
True.
And if you took a little bit of sandpaper, what I said to you earlier, Bob, I said, take a little bit of sandpaper and just scrape the top of the drone where you think the GPS chip is. You'll get a better signal. And you'll right away shave off those 2 extra grams.
That's 2 grams.
It's a bit ridiculous. 2
gram modification for it. 3 grams. Actually, you're supposed to be under at 250. You're over.
But
so
if you're a Part 107, okay. Now this drone, the other controversy I saw, Ron, and correct me if I'm wrong, is people were saying it didn't have RID, and it does have RID. So DJI
supports confirmed that to many people said in. But what we don't know is remote ID on 100% of the time, or is it activated by putting in a plus battery like the 4 or whatever?
Mini 3 Pro. Yeah.
So what we don't know right now, and I guess the people got early have to test it for, is because a lot of people don't want remote ID on all the time by default. You and I want remote ID, but a lot of people
we need
don't.
to have it, right? Yeah. We need to have it. Yes.
But like I said, what we don't know is how the remote ID works. And before I get too far off the thing, I want to go to Lauren's comment here. Lauren sent this to me and Messer. And Lauren, he sent me pictures, but I don't know how to share something from Messenger into Streaming. I won't be able to show it. I'll try to copy and paste it, put in the Facebook group. But he said 2.5 grams of that weight comes from the new props. I sent Ron the photos, and what he's talking about is, we touched on this already, on the Mini, from the Mini 1 up to the Mini 4, they had the little screw-in props, the tiny screwdriver. Where this has the quick release props, as similar that we've had in the Mavic and the Air series for several generations now here.
Right.
But
Right.
And a lot of people thought the reason that we had the screw-in props was to save weight, and Lauren proves that's right. So the quick release props add a lot of extra weight, and they were probably helping put us over that 200 and put it under. I got to say this correctly, because people get me wrong. You have to be 249 or under. 250s over too. You got to be
249 or under, right?
So that you said 252, so there you're 3 grams over, really, because you can't be at 250.
Right.
But this contributes a lot to being over on all the drones here. Thanks for sending that in, Lauren, and I will try to get.
I think Lauren will also tell you that in Canada, it is a drastic difference, because our drone cruise is going to Canada, and so I've been checking Canadian laws, and once you pass 249, it's a very different story in Canada flying.
Yes.
Well, we'll have to wait for our Canadian viewers to fill us in on that, because this is going to be considered by the masses as being one of those acceptable drones to, those lightweight drones, both in Europe, Australia, the Far East, and in Canada. So I'm very curious to see how they deal with that. I don't think it's going to be an issue. I really, honestly don't think it's going to be an issue.
Hey, Tom, hold that thought for a second. Yeah. I just want to read this comment so I can move on here. Joe Noki says, I saw one video where the 5 Pro was picking up 40 satellites. That is what I'm getting from my people who've got it early. They say it picks up an amazing amount of satellites. So
that's better.
Yeah. Hey, I want to welcome Mike back in here. I think he's got there in that face. Mike.
That's a problem. Yeah, my power supply just went dead. My portable power supply. So.
Oh no!
Oh, wow. We were talking about the weight issue. We were talking about the weight issue here.
Oh, yeah, right.
And Tom made a comment. He didn't think it'd be, but I know it's only 252, 253, whatever. But when does you have to draw a line someplace? What's going to be too much if the Mini 6 comes out and it's 255, 256? Where do we stop the line? From
Well, it's not us who draw that line.
Pardon?
That's right.
Pardon?
It's not us that draw the line. It's the
Well, I mean,
federales.
Where do you draw the line where you're gonna fly a drone? You're going to drive. You say, again, you're not Part 107. You're not registered. Where are you going to draw the line on how heavy of a drone past 249 are you willing to fly? Saying, oh well, a couple of grams don't make a difference. Is it? Do you stop at 3, 4, 5, 6 grams? Where it gets to the point where you're afraid to fly this drone because it's breaking regs?
That's personal opinion. I wouldn't think it'd make much difference, but unless you have an accident, you have a problem, then it could,
Well, think about it, Ron. We have people who fly, Mavic 3 series drones that have never registered them. Okay. Yep. So, personal responsibility first has to come into play. Secondly, intent of the regulation has to be considered. Not the letter of the regulation, but the intent of the regulation is what should be considered. Okay. And these drones are lightweight drones. These drones I don't see as a significant issue. And remember then, for us, for an OOP waiver or an over moving vehicle waiver, I can be up to 400 grams as long as my drone's props are caged. I have RID and I have a strobe. So even a 250 drone can be still leveraged above that weight as a waived operation over people drone. You just have to have those other things in place. And remember that break even point is 400 grams when it comes to that regulation. So I think that's really going to be the measure that we go by moving forward. And drones are going to probably weigh a little more every time we turn around. It's whether the regulations move with that or not.
And one thing we didn't touch on, guys, people say the box doesn't claim that it's under 249. So this
Neither does nowhere on the drone.
Does not claim to be an under 249 gram drone.
And nowhere on the drone does.
Remember how on the Mini 3s we actually had batteries that were stamped 249.
249, right?
Yeah,
right.
Okay,
Now,
on the
you
Mini
can
3s,
use
which I
those
still own.
Mini 3 batteries in the Mini 5, and maybe that would take it under the weight.
Bob, I've actually heard that the Mini 3 batteries or Mini 4 batteries are actually heavier.
Yeah, they are, Mike. Jim's droning measure them out. They are heavier.
I weighed mine just for grams, but again, I don't have the standard battery. With the enhanced battery, it comes out at 296 grams.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I don't have a standard 5 though to check it out.
Yeah.
I think we really have to look at Canada and the EU and the CAA. We have to look at the UK as well and see how they address this drone specifically, because I think it's going to come out in the wash like very soon, because that's where the regulations are the strictest, right? In Canada, the UK, and the European Union are really the ones that say, hey, you don't need all this licensing as long as the drone is X. So that's what I really want to see happen.
For example, Tom, in Canada, sub 250 gram drones can fly beyond a line of sight.
Yeah.
If it's not over a city or something, or urban area.
Right.
Sparsely populated area. Yeah.
Mike, now that we got you back here, you're kind of a star here in this segment. You actually received your Mini 5 today. You ordered from a Korean eBay seller last week, correct?
Right. Right here.
And it came within just a matter of days, right?
It came, actually, I was out of town, but it was delivered 53 hours, less than 53 hours from the time I ordered it.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Wow.
I tried ordering it when they announced it. Again, they were sold out. I went to the store 00 that Bill Horitz had mentioned. And I checked a couple times. I checked at 9:15, 2 hours after it came out. It was available. I ordered it.
Yeah.
And I got notice it would be delivered. They said it'd be the 22nd to the 30th of September. 5 hours later, they said it'll be on Monday. And then the next morning I said, it's on the way. It'll be here. I was going to be here, but I was out of town and I had to sign for it. They required a signature. In fact, they even took a picture of my driver's license today. And they didn't try attempting delivery. I did not have delivery Saturday or Sunday set up, so they dropped by today. I got back here in time 2 hours before it was delivered.
And who delivered the drone?
FedEx.
That was FedEx, right? Yeah.
I was FedEx, yep. But they wanted not just a signature. They would look at the back of my driver's license as well. They scanned it as well.
Oh, wow. So, you got the drone now. Now, how much tariff did you pay on this drone, Mike?
0. Hold on just 1 second. I want to check something. Zach had mentioned on his box, it said it was valued on the outside of the box. He got it from the same company, I think.
I saw that
it's
too.
$349. Let me go look at my box real quick.
Go check it out. And while you're doing that, Lauren sent me another message, and he found this on the DJI.com website under the Mini 5 Pro. They claim the takeoff weight is 249.9 grams. Now, of course, I'm assuming that means without the memory card in. I guess you need everything but the memory card.
Ron, wait a second now. I think I've solved the mystery. When you have it on the scale and you start to spin up the props, does that little bit of thrust maybe reduce the weight slightly? That could be it right there. We were thinking that, weren't we?
Yeah.
The takeoff weight. That's the takeoff weight, right?
Well, DJI has also tried to say that it's a tolerance in the props or whatever, that some props are heavier than other props. And that causes it too.
Do you think they'd come out with a smaller battery like they did in Japan when
I bought a couple of those. I bought a few of those Japanese batteries, Bob, for my Mini 3, thinking that I was going to be able to just operate over people with those batteries, and that wasn't the case. I just paid extra for Japanese lightweight batteries. That's all. Yeah.
They in Japan, the number was 199 instead of 249.
Look what Bill the drone review was telling us.
Right.
He said his said it was alcohol in the box. Instead of drone.
This is my box. It's nondescript, basically.
Yes.
It has nothing about the value on the outside.
Did you translate the characters, the Korean characters on there?
I have not. I haven't done that yet. No.
I would take a picture with your phone, and
Yeah.
Google Lens will translate that immediately to you.
Mike, did you get it from the same seller as Zach did?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The store 00.
Mike, did you see this? Bill said his said it was alcohol in the box.
Oh, really? I'll have to read this Korean.
Well,
language.
Ron, when I got contacted before I went through DW_store 13 was my Korean reseller.
Mm-hmm.
And when I ordered, the very next day, I got an email that stated, hey, if the box says used on it, don't despair. It's a brand new sealed unit. But when the box came, it didn't say used anywhere on it. But again, like Mike said, pretty nondescript. It was also delivered by FedEx, and they required a signature.
Now, mine did have the shrink wrap on it and didn't say used or anything. But some people reported that I think the Mini 5s, they take the shrink wrap off, so it looks like it's a used drone.
Well, okay, so there's a U.S. company selling these drones, okay, at a sizable markup. My issue is they're advertising all over Facebook, and they're saying, hey, we have these drones in stock right now, and they're unsealed, activated, but brand new. And I had to question, why are they unsealed, and why did you activate them? And their explanation back to me was, oh, we want to ensure the quality of the product we deliver to you, so we make sure that it's fully functional. And I dispute that. The product should come sealed, and the activation should be the first interaction with the purchaser. Okay, you should activate it yourself. Yeah.
But isn't a couple months ago, didn't DJI make a real thing about, transferring activations? So
they did.
If it's
a pain in the ass.
If it's activated, then they got to activate it. Then they got to deactivate it.
Correct. They have to unbind it. Yes.
Deactivate
the only way,
it so that then you can reactivate it.
You're right, man.
Well, that's what gets me. But you know what? Maybe everything they're doing justifies the extra $800-900 they're charging for the product, right? I mean, it's ridiculous because they're charging $1,900. They're charging $1,900 for that Mini 5 Pro Fly More combo
for that service.
Okay? Yep, $1,900.
And some guys out of Miami,
I understand capitalism.
Some guys out of Miami would charge that same price on launch day. Hey, Mike, did you see what Bill's comment here? He said he had to show his license too because they thought because it was alcohol, he had to show the license.
Alcohol
to prove he was over 21. Maybe yours is. Maybe they thought yours is alcohol too. Mike.
Maybe the commodity code.
Translate. Yeah.
I'm looking a little Google Translate on mine, and what it translates to easy advanced registration, and it says non-face-to-face parcel delivery. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, they probably on the bill of lading for the shipment, they probably had it marked under a different commodity code than the CBP would be used to for,
right?
Because it actually comes down to point of origin, okay, not point of shipment.
Right.
So the point of origin on these drones is still, PRC. It's still the People's Republic of China. So that's where the big tariff comes into. Now, I had seen earlier, I think, that Bill Grace said he was charged $50-something for tariff.
Huh.
If I'm not mistaken. I thought it was back in the chat somewhere he had mentioned that.
Okay.
I saw that. Somebody said it. I don't know.
Yeah, Bill said tariff was $59.14 of that, when some of it went to UPS as a brokerage charge. So yeah, I'm not sure.
I wonder when he had to pay that tariff at delivery.
Well, if that's usually what happens is that the shipper is going to require that as a COD payment.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Mike, I know you're busy doing a label there, but did you've already activated the drone, started up? Did you actually take it up in the air yet?
I did take it up. Yes.
Everything's good.
I tried which I had never done with my Mavic 4 yet. I put it on my patio, my covered patio, about 4 feet in. Took off, went over, and took out. It followed the indirect route basically, and I brought the return to home. It came back. Of course, it saw some trees as it was coming down, and I'd say accept it. Okay, and it came on down, came across above the railing, and landed exactly where I took off, and inside the patio. That was amazing.
So so one of my questions, Mike, is how loud was it?
Quiet
compared to your other drones?
I think it's more quiet than the Mini 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
We
so
could
good.
land on a balcony, is what you're saying, Mike.
Right. Well, I got a patio, covered patio, same thing as balcony.
Yeah, but I mean, but yes, for those people that are living or on balconies that wanted to take off from their balcony, this could work.
Right.
So to answer what Bob Casey had just put up there, about being optimistic, and Bob, that's really the reason why I made the purchase of the Mavic 4 Pro. Okay, to future-proof myself. I truly believe that when you're ready to buy technology, make sure it's within your budget, but buy the most technology you can buy for your dollar. Okay. And for me, that was the Mavic 4 Pro. So that's a drone that I think I can easily fly for 3-4+ years without a problem.
And Tom, a lot of people yes. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
I agree. I bought it for the same reason, Tom. Plus, if I ever wanted to sell it, I would have no problem selling it.
That's very true.
And Tom, a lot of people ask me, is it worth getting over the air 3S or anything? And I tell people, well, a lot of guys only ever shoot video in their drone. And maybe if that's all you did, maybe I wouldn't advise it. But I probably take 50% of photos, 50% videos. And for me, the Mavic 3 is a big step up in the photo quality, especially in the 2 longer lenses or whatever. And I'm going to make a lot of use out of that 6X lens now, because the photo quality is acceptable when I have to really get in tight on something or whatever.
It wasn't
even close to
100
on the 3.
No, but I tell you, they hit a home run with the Mavic 4 cameras. Okay, that 2.5 and that 6X, the optical clarity is spot on. And then when I coupled it with
the dynamic range is up there with like a $5,000 camera
it is. Oh, absolutely. It's up there with most mirrorless pro end camera bodies.
Yes.
That coupled with the Hasselblad color science, the tuned glass, okay, it was definitely a home run. Now you couple that with the Freewell split ND filters, okay. To me, that was a smart move on Freewell's part, because that 4/3 sensor is so damn large compared to the 2.5 and the 6. So I'm almost always out there in the desert sun with a 64-32. Okay, so it's an ND64 for the big lens and 32s for the smaller. And when I get that back and look at it,
the big lenses are what 2.8 apertures, and the big one's 1.8.
Yeah. Now, of course, people will complain, as they always do, that 4/3 is only 28 millimeter instead of 24 millimeter. So, look, unless we don't give people something to complain about, they're going to go off in a huff. So let's keep them engaged, and let's make sure there's always some shortcoming someplace. But the biggest shortcoming I've heard, and I've heard this from Ken Dono, okay, as number one complainer about it, is that The Air 3S flies so much better than the Mavic 4 Pro. Now, I don't dispute some of that, but that's until you manage your settings. Now, the one setting I believe is causing some sluggish flight characteristics is APAS, where you bypass versus brake. Now, for me out here, I'm not threading through a forest of tall birch trees, okay? I'm whizzing across a desert floor. So I've taken mine out of bypass mode and gone into brake mode, and I've noticed a significant difference in flight characteristics. Okay? So that's something to look at.
You're absolutely right there, Tom. If once you put it in bypass mode, it flies kind of shaky or whatever. It does fly much better in brake than bypass. So if your intention is not to fly, where you're flying around something, whatever, take that bypass off.
Yeah, Tom, I've got another question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know how you've said about future proofing and all, and I know you've already said before you have 5 batteries for every drone. Do you have 5 for this one?
Not yet. Not yet.
They are available.
You
can find them.
I said yet. Right.
Okay.
But also look at your flight first. Okay, so I've had
Tom,
5
let me cut
batteries.
you off for a second. Bill Grace. Bill Grace just put in. You talked about him before. He just responded to us. He said he was charged the tariff at delivery of the drone.
At delivery,
He had
delivery.
to give a credit card to the FedEx or UPS driver. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Mike,
thanks, Bill.
One of the things that I have to stress with people is learn how to manipulate your gain and expo settings. Okay. Out of the box, the drone is made to fly sluggish. And people were like, my drone won't do 60 miles an hour. They were bullshitting me. Well, if you go into your settings and look at your sport mode, it's dialed down to 54 miles per hour. All you got to do is take the slider and move it up.
People don't look at that. They don't pay attention to it.
No. And some of the sluggish, what people feel is sluggish is that in certain modes, you have to change your gain and expo settings in all 3 modes. Mm-hmm. Okay. And tune them to the way you want it to fly. But the Air 3, please, I can't take anything away from the Air 3S. And the Air 3S and the Mavic 4 Pro are probably the only reason stopping me from pulling the trigger on a Mini 5 Pro, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. Okay? Because I really don't want to have any of those sit on the shelf for any period of time. Mm-hmm. And I kind of feel that the Mini 5 Pro might not get its day in the sun when I already own a Mavic 4 Pro and an Air 3S, which I think the Air 3S is probably one of the best consumer drones that was ever released.
Yeah. And right now, it seems to be the Mini 5 Pro has exactly the same camera as the Air 3S, judging by the specs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a big step up for a Mini, right?
Yeah.
That's a big step up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the only caveat, it has the same main camera, but of course, you do not get the 3x tele that you do in the Air 3S but they did make up by that. They're putting a mid 2x tele in. That's it's still like a digital enhancement, but it's kind of more of a lossless one where you don't lose a lot of quality.
From the reviews so far, that mid mode, that 2x mode is pretty solid as far as image goes. Yep. So is it worth upgrading? Well, first off, you have a bigger sensor, so that's a plus. It's quieter. It's probably faster. It probably has better tracking capability than the Mini 4 Pro because the tracking has actually gotten better from the Air 3S to the Mavic 4 Pro.
And the tracking module is even more advanced for like bicycles and skiing, whatever. It has more features in there for the tracking.
Correct. And
even the Mavic 4 Pro does. It's advanced over the Mavic 4 Pro. Absolutely.
It definitely is going to have better flight characteristics. So look, it really comes down to if you just bought yourself a Mini 4 Pro, it's hard to justify. But if you bought that Mini 4 Pro 2 years ago, you're probably chomping at the bit for this Mini 5 Pro.
Right.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to wait for the Mini 6 to get the three camera version.
You know, Mike.
But of course,
this
the Mini 6 will never. The Mini 6 won't
yeah.
get FCC approval, so we'll never be able
Well,
to
then I
fly.
might
here.
as yeah.
That's true.
Exactly. Well, if we wait for a better biscuit, we're never going to eat.
Oh, I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
you know, that's why I say buy the best you can afford to buy right now. Okay. Especially with what we have looming. So, hey, Chris.
So,
But,
Hey, look
you
what
know,
Bill Grace wrote. He said it was
you have to
check
give him
only. He had to pay check only.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
I'd have to find a checkbook.
I agree with you, Tom. In fact,
It's
I
a
buy-
good,
when I buy
thing older
anything,
guys
I
fly
buy
drones. Young
quality.
people may not even have checks.
No.
that's very
No.
true.
Listen,
Yeah.
you know, Blue Sky Drones up in Washington State, Centralia in Washington State, he has been, he's like an enterprise DJI dealer. And today he got a ton of drones from DJI. He was
Wow.
shocked, but he got, Matrix 400s and a variety of commercial drones that he's had on order for 6 months, and they arrived today. So he was saying something happened.
That's
You know,
encouraging.
he did not get any
That's good.
consumer drones, but he
Yeah,
bought enterprise drones. You know, started flowing in.
right.
That's encouraging.
That's great
yeah.
news.
Yeah.
Hey, Ron, put up Phil Koshat's chat there. So his latest one. I can't afford.
Here we go.
Okay, so you know, Phil says he can't afford the 4, but the 5 looks great until it drops from the sky from being bricked. First off, I would not worry about it being bricked. Okay, December 24th does not mean DJI drones no longer fly in our skies. They still use transmission that's been certified by the FCC in a spectrum band that the FCC can't shut off without grounding a ton of other stuff that uses that spectrum band. So that is not something I would worry about. But your point of buying something that's affordable is exactly what I was saying, Phil. The most you can afford to spend, what's within your budget. And I'll tell you, that Mini 5 Pro, that I don't call that a consumer drone. I kind of call that a prosumer drone
Oh,
now,
of course it is.
with its capabilities.
And one thing, not you say afford, and what you need is just as important. What you can afford, you don't. Why pay more money for something you don't need if you're never going to take the capabilities beyond what the Mini 5 offers? Why have them?
Right.
Exactly. Exactly. And you know, it's and what do we always say as photographers? The best camera is the one you have with you. Okay.
And I'm going to say like 75% of the photos taken that you see online or higher are taken by smartphones now, anyways. So
yeah.
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
we got to switch the slate here. We have a lot to talk about in the Vegas meetup. Mike, do you have anything that you want to finish up on the Mini 5 Pro that you could tell us so far, and then we're going to go all Vegas meetup?
Right. I haven't had a chance to fly it much yet. I really
Yeah.
can't say much more about it. I love what it is, the quietness, and I like that about the Mini 4 being so quiet. This one's even more so.
Wow,
quietness.
that's great.
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. So, okay, let's go all. Vegas Drone Meetup is coming up in November, President's Day weekend here. Just some of the highlights. I'm going to switch it over to Bob and Tom here. This is the second annual event. And you basically, I guess you can help us by telling us if say Mike and I want to go to the Vegas meetup or anybody in the chat, what's the first couple steps we need to do, say tomorrow, to start our journey to the second annual Vegas Drone Meetup?
Kick it off, Bob.
Get your airplane.
Okay. Get your airplane ticket first.
If you're going to drive, from some of the states, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona.
I'm gonna hitchhike and hope Eddie picks me up in his his cyber
in the
then
Super
you're still
Cyber.
well, then you'd still be waiting to go to the Northeast Drone Meetup, then, Ron. I just have to tell you. Okay.
Yeah. No, I would say get your plane ticket or arrangements, get a hotel room. You can go to our website, and we've got list of hotels in the immediate vicinity, but I would get that done first, and then I would register for the meetup. It's $49. Yes, we charge. I know that other places say they're not going to charge, but we do it a little bit different. For that $49, you are getting about $83 in value. Okay, That's what it's been calculated out here. You're getting a gift bag that's probably worth more than $49, a t-shirt, a hat. We're giving a breakfast, first of all, a drink at the reception, and appetizers.
Yep.
All the appetizers, we pay for. There's nobody paying for any food there during that time. If you want to order dinner off the menu, you can, but there'll be pizzas and everything else out there. Just, and then your first drink is free. And then the next morning, a full breakfast. I mean, not donuts and
custom-made breakfast.
Not in a continental breakfast.
No.
No. You actually
beef, sausage and ham. I mean, whatever you want. I mean,
10
there's 10 items.
10 items, 10 different menu items for breakfast.
We had French toast, whatever, coffee included, kind of thing.
Coffee and beverages included.
All that. So that big breakfast meal. Then we have a meetup, a session at the restaurant. Last year we had Ken Herron, Billy Kyle, Ken Dono, Vic Moss, Greg Rivido. We've had, quite a few people that came up and talked, and we had an open discussion with all these people about the future of drones. And then we went out to the park, and we got to the park a little bit after we were at the park. There's a food truck there, and everybody had a food voucher, to go to the food truck, and they had a $10 credit at the food truck.
This year, 2 food trucks.
2 food trucks. We have
this year.
Same barbecue that we had last year, and this time Mr. Taco is coming. That's run by Mrs. Taco.
I love a good taco.
So Mr. Taco is coming to the meetup. We've already got that all settled. This year we have, all that, and then we this full day of flying and everything else, and a variety of prizes. We already have a lot of commitments on some drones and some other things coming. So we'll see.
A lot of giveaways.
So we'll see what happens.
We have some great sponsors this year. DJI is back as a sponsor. Pilot Institute. Okay. Start RC. We have the City of Henderson. Okay. Is a great sponsor of ours. So we have all this going on. And what we did with the schedule was we made some changes this year. This year, we start early on Friday because we have workshops that are being given by Pilot Institute and one of our local vendors, Aero AI. Aero AI is doing a 2-session workshop where they're going to teach you how to collect data points and imagery, and then how to use those data points and imagery in the second session to actually create 3D renditions.
You're going to go home with a 3D model. Yeah.
Right. And with free software to use, gaming software to use to leverage that. We have Pilot Institute. Yeah. Pilot Institute with Greg, Jason, Ben. They're going to be giving some great workshops. They're going to give a fast track to 107. They're going to give Drone Businesses Made Easy. They're going to also do one on photo and video essentials for drone pilots. And now each of their courses is $25. Okay. Each of those courses is $25. But what you get actually is not only do you get the on-site in-person workshop, but you get a $25 credit to any of the coursework that Pilot Institute has online. So that's going to be a great day in itself. That's during the day. Then in the evening, we have Parkway Tavern and our social event there. The next morning, right back at Parkway Tavern, where Bob told you, we have a full menu breakfast items for you to order from at no charge. The panel discussion. Then we're out to Cornerstone Park. Not only do you have the two food trucks, but we have a farmer's market going on at the same time right there. So if you want to get your beeswax and your honey, you can get it during the event. After that event, we have nothing planned so that you can go out and experience Las Vegas on your own, whether that's to go to a show or to head to the Strip. Now, flying about the Strip, some people said you can't fly there. That's not necessarily true. You can fly on the Strip with the following parameters. A, you're Part 107. B, that you have filed for an airspace authorization to fly in zero grid. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go up on FAA Drone Zone, log in, and look for the link there. But I would start that process right now because it's going to take at least, 4 weeks. At least, at minimum, 4 weeks.
Can I interrupt here, Tom?
Yeah, go ahead.
On my show on Wednesday, a local pilot is going to go over his method of how he did a 360 pano at the Sphere, virtually in the parking lot next to the Sphere. And he's going to go through that. And he's also going to, this is not Cameron too, by the way. I know everybody knows Cameron.
A lot of you know Cameron. Yeah.
But this is another guy. So, I mean, if you're interested in flying the Strip and flying the Sphere or flying, the Bellagio fountain, there is a way to do it. You can't just show up and do it. You're going to get arrested. Okay.
Right.
You're going to get arrested and you're going to, and Metro, we know because on our committee, we have members of the Metro Police Department, and we know that the moment you put a drone up near the Strip, they know about it. And whether they drive up to you in 5 minutes or 2 minutes, they know you're up there immediately when you launch.
This is the second most restrictive airspace in the United States. Okay.
Yes.
So they are aware. The Fusion team knows immediately the second your drone is less than a foot off the ground.
Right.
They know where you are and who you are. And they'll be on site within a matter of 60 to 120 seconds. Okay. Right. They are quick. Now, so that Saturday night is on your own, right? Now, Sunday, we have a whole series of adventures that we have mapped out. Okay.
Right. I've got one up on the screen here.
Yeah.
I've got
so
this
that's Mount Charleston. Yeah.
And this is, there's snow. Probably in November, there will be snow up there.
There will be snow up there. Absolutely.
Kind of thing. But it is just.
Bring your boots along, people.
Well, it'll be 75 degrees on the Strip. And with a 30-minute drive, you'll be up there and you'll see a couple of feet of snow. So it's an amazing, diverse environment out here.
This is
one of the other things we have is an off-road adventure. That's an add-on. Okay. It's run by Drone Envisions, one of our sponsors. Right now, only 15 seats available for that adventure. But that adventure involves these high clearance vehicles taking you out into the wilderness, places that even locals have not seen. Bob's lived in the valley for over 50 years. When we took Bob out, him and Audrey, it was the first time they had seen the spectacular backcountry that we went into.
I had been to areas near there. I had been, of course, to the Moapa Indian Reservation, and I have been to Valley of Fire, which is probably the most spectacular stuff that you can see. You know, and I suggest you do that. You go to Valley of Fire, but you cannot fly a drone at Valley of Fire.
Right.
But there are some other areas in this southern Nevada area here that are equally spectacular, but you definitely can't get there by a rent-a-car. Okay?
Right. Yeah, and I want to caution people with rental cars. Okay, just because it's not your car, don't think you're going off-roading with it, because I have to warn you right now that off-road tow companies start at $1,000 just to show up at your location. Okay, and then and I highly suggest, if you rent a car here, if you don't have two forms of auto insurance, meaning your own and like me, I use American Express. They have a separate policy that I use for all rental cars. Here is a unique location. This is one of the places, if you rent a car and it gets damaged, okay, yeah, your insurance company might pick up the damage, but the amount of time it takes to repair that vehicle is called lost revenue. And these rental car companies like Hertz and Avis will charge you a daily rate for that lost revenue until the car is back in service. So be careful with your insurance choices when it comes to rental cars, okay? And don't take them off-road. Please don't take them off-road. So we got a full round of events here, Ron. And again, we charge a registration fee because we have to book certain things and we want to make sure everybody has a great time.
The restaurant
but we
wants to
also
know exactly how many breakfasts.
Exactly.
The food trucks need to know what their count is. So you know.
One of the things we wanted to make sure of was that just in the swag bag alone, you were getting more than that registration value right there. Okay. The other thing that this allows us to do is develop our networking and relationships. And we have a great committee. So we have Deb Matan, who's from Las Vegas Metro Police Fusion Team. Her husband, Keith, is the head of security for a major venue here in Las Vegas. We got Isaiah Gonzalez. He's a Las Vegas firefighter paramedic for Las Vegas Fire and Rescue. His wife, okay, she is an emergency department nurse at two major hospitals here. We got Bob and Audrey. We have Vaughn Heyer, who is a retired lieutenant colonel out of the Air Force, runs a drone business here, and also is the captain of the Red Rock Search and Rescue drone team. My beautiful wife runs the registration and the volunteers who come to help us. We have such a great little family that have put this together. But what it's also allowed us to do with our relationship with the city of Henderson, which, by the way, is the second largest city in Nevada, we actually were able to get in front of 700 kids this past summer and introduce them to drone technology.
We had a great time.
And the need for those kids to keep paying attention in school. Okay, we actually had we had the Mavic up in the gym with them, filming them that they could see on the huge big screen projector we had behind us.
Big screen. Yeah.
But then we were able to ask them about all the telemetry on the screen and what subject do you really need to know in school to understand this or understand. They had a great time. We were worn out. Like there's no.
Yeah.
I mean,
and we were also
spend an hour. Yeah, with 100 kids under the age of 12, and they'll suck the energy right out of you. Okay.
But we asked them how many of them had drones at home, and I was surprised. About a third of the kids, these
Really?
7 and 8 year olds, about a
Yeah.
third of them raised their hand and said they had a drone at home.
Oh wow.
That their mother or father, somebody had a drone at home.
Wow.
I was surprised.
That is surprising.
Yeah.
And Vaughan Higher, by the way, works with 3 charter schools, providing curriculum for their drone technology coursework. So that's really good. I mean, well, we had a great time, but the thing is, getting in front of these kids is something we made sure of as a committee that we could leverage as part of this event. Okay. So
Brad Henderson in the chat here said it's called loss of use. He worked for Hertz for 6.5 years. Yeah.
Yep. They keep charging you until they get that car back in service. Okay.
That's why you need to buy their insurance.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
Mike,
JAA.
do you have any questions for Bob and Tom on the meetup?
Anybody?
Mike, can you hear me?
Well, there is some great non-alcoholic beer that's there in the meetup.
Oh,
people enjoy that. No, it's great. It really is. It's good stuff.
Mike, you got to go last year, right?
He went last year. You're going again this year. So, Mike, somebody in the chat asked, "Can you get affordable hotel rooms in Vegas?" And I'll go to you because you've already made your reservations, correct?
Right. I got mine. I got mine about 6 months ago, and it was like $155 a night. It's about $185 now. If you want to order it now, get it now.
But,
and I'll get at the Marriott. I got it at the. It's not one. I don't think it's on your list, Bob. It may or may not be.
Okay.
It's a Marriott version, travel suites.
Right.
In Henderson. Town Place suites.
Yeah. Okay. Also, as you probably have seen in the news, Las Vegas has been down as far as tourism and our numbers coming through the airport and
the strip
has been
establishments. The strip establishments, right?
So they are now offering extreme discounts in Las Vegas. Not just the strip, but I think you're gonna, if you from right now to November, you're gonna find some much deeper discounts that are out there. So it's kind of a good time to visit Las Vegas. And of course, and I also think if you're into rock and roll, I believe that the Eagles are playing at the Sphere during that weekend. So that would be a great add-on to your trip here. I know I've fortunately got to see the Eagles at the Sphere, and it is an experience like no other concert.
Bob, I saw the Eagles back in the 70s when all the real Eagles were there.
Yeah,
when the real Eagles were soaring
There's
high.
Only not even a handful of real ones left,
Bob, let me ask you this question. So you think it's cheaper to stay on the Vegas Strip than it is in Henderson now?
No, that's not actually what he was saying. What's happening here is the Strip has notoriously been a big money grab over the last 5 years.
Overpriced, okay.
Where you get a great hotel room price, but then people realize that the resort fee is almost the same as the room night fee.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
And then they're charging for parking, even if you're a hotel guest and all of this. And here's what's happened recently is the Strip is really taking it on the chin as far as tourism goes. But the local resort casinos are doing spectacular because
they're
they don't,
expanding.
when you go to the Strip as a tourist, they reach as deep in your pocket as they can, figuring you're going to forget in another year or two when it's time for you to come back. But us locals, they want us in our local casinos almost every week. I mean, I could look around this room and find 5 different items I've been given as presents. Okay. I even have a Vegas Golden Knights jersey from Stations Casino, because they want you in there. I go into this one place called The Pass where we swipe our loyalty card and we get $15 food vouchers. Now that times two with me and Roz, that's $30. We go in their little diner and I dropped $6 on the table, and that was the price of my meal. So now the Strip is looking at this and going, you know what? We got to get rid of these parking fees we're charging people. We got to reduce these resort fees. So not saying that it's going to be cheaper to stay on the Strip. If you spend money on cruises, if you go to casinos on a regular basis, then your loyalty with that casino branch might give you a better deal. But the Henderson hotels, they're plenty. Even in Old Henderson, there's a brand new hotel right above the Pass Casino. That's a great place to stay. So there's not any issues with finding hotel rooms here. In our link that we put on the upper right side of the homepage, there's also a link for RV parks. If you plan on coming, from a reasonable distance here to take your RV, we have also listed some of the better RV parks in the local area, and a listing of also rental car companies. I highly suggest a company that I use a lot. It's called Sixt, S-I-X-T. They're great as far as rates go, and they have some pretty beautiful cars. So I'll turn it back over to Bob for the next portion.
I'm a bit of an outlier here. I just live right down the street from Atlantic City, so I have no interest in staying in the Vegas Strip or any interest in going to any casinos while I'm out there. Yeah. Because I can do that any day of the week. It's 5 minutes away from me.
Right. Then you should get with Mike and get to that place there.
One other thing is, I want to point out too, you typically don't have pay for parking in Henderson hotels.
No.
And even though the hotels are discounted at the Strip, I doubt that the parking is going to be discounted.
Right.
Not yet, at least. Not yet, at least. Right.
So what I put up here is about our drone cruise coming up. This is a year from now. September 19 to 27, 2026, starting off in New York City. And
Big Apple.
We got permission to bring drones like we did on the last drone cruise. This is the cruise ship there, and this is where it's going. We're going from New York to Boston, to Portland, Maine, to St. John's in New Brunswick. That's where you will need your passport to get off the ship. And then around to Halifax, and then back to New York. And the uniqueness here is that this 8-night cruise has 3 of those 8 nights are on the cruise ship. So that's really, when you have a full day on the cruise ship, that's like getting massages and everything else that they're.
Bob is offering massages, by the way.
All kinds of fun stuff to do. Here's our group from last year. There's Marcus.
The man with carpal tunnel's doing massages, huh?
I tell you, I don't know, man.
Barkley and Jenna. That's me and Audrey and Jay Santiago and Evelyn. They're all there, and then. There's a group of my cousins there, and this cruise line is different than other cruise lines. Wi-Fi is included. Every restaurant is included. You do have to make reservations, but all the upscale restaurants are included. Fitness classes are included. All the tips and gratuities are included. If you only drink diet soda and water, you don't have to buy any drink package. That's all included all the time.
Sugared sodas as well, okay? Not just diet sodas.
Yeah, yes. Bob, I don't drink diet. I drink the
regular stuff. Yeah, I drink the poison. Yeah.
Yes, here's the, that's the phone number to call if you're interested there. The rooms are amazing. They all have an iPad in the room. You can change the mood of the room. Every room has a red hammock hanging on the balcony
In the
there.
balcony.
Yep.
I'd
And
probably kill myself getting in and out of that, Bob.
oh, it's easy. I can do it. I've done it. And there's the prices. That's per cabin, not per person. I don't know if I can blow that up at all.
We can see it. We can see it pretty good, Bob.
So
Okay. That's for all 8 nights for everything, kind of thing. And a complete.
And tell them, Bob, at that time of year, they're probably going to see some good fall foliage, especially.
Oh yeah,
that's the whole purpose of this cruise is
that's the idea.
To chase that foliage. Now, the one thing, Bob, you didn't mention was that value added. I can almost guarantee that you'll be able to get a very rare autograph from Eddie Nunez, okay, and possibly for a small fee, a ride in a Cybertruck. I'm only guessing at this right now. I'm not 100% positive.
Stevie Bronx will be there. We're gonna.
But yeah, I'm pretty.
And
I'm pretty sure Eddie will stand up in an autograph booth right by the cruise terminal there for you. So, okay.
You didn't say it'd be a free autograph, though.
I never said anything about free, Michael. Never.
No.
Okay.
So
Eddie needs to save up to make it to the South Florida drone meetup.
If I want to go on this fall cruise, what's the first thing I need to do?
Call Audrey. Okay. And she has it so that the discount rate, which is 10% off their advertised special rate, whatever it is, she's getting another 10% off. Oh. So, but you have to call her to get it.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can make payments on this. You don't have to pay everything up front.
No.
You put down a deposit, and then you make a few
$600 deposit, I think, or $600 or $700 deposit, and then you have until 3 months before the cruise to pay it off.
Pay it off.
Okay. And to answer Uncle Bill's question, no height requirements.
Yeah, no, they let me on.
Of course, Tom knows that at the Jersey Shore, I don't have to worry about airfare getting to this one. I can just take the New Jersey Parkway almost all the way up to New York City.
Oh yeah,
you're right there.
No. Where's the port located in New York City, Tom?
That's going to be 54th Street to 56th Street on the west side of Manhattan. So 11th and 12th Avenue, 54th through 56th is the passenger terminal, which is right adjacent to the USS Intrepid Airspace Sea Museum, right there.
Don't fly my drone there.
Again, being a former New Yorker, I will not be flying my drones in New York City during this trip. Okay.
No. But
I want to make sure I still have those drones when I stop at the various ports outside of New York City.
That's right.
Okay. You probably shouldn't fly in Boston either.
I do have a recommendation. If you're thinking about coming on this cruise, I highly recommend it because you're not going to find other cruise lines that allow you to bring your drones on board. That's the first thing. The second thing, I would highly recommend that if you are booking, book something on the port side of the ship. Okay?
Yes.
Because when we leave Manhattan and we steam down the Hudson River, you want to be on the port side to capture all that skyline imagery. Okay.
Okay.
And then as we head up the coast, okay, being on the port side means we're going to be on the shore facing side as we go up the coast. Now, coming back on a days at sea, it's not going to matter after that. Okay. No. We're going to be having too much fun on the ship itself.
We've already got all our shots on the way up.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
Mike, do you have any questions about this cruise?
No, I did investigate it too because actually my wife and daughters go on a mother-daughter trip. They've been talking about doing a leaf peeping group. Daughter another trip. But I did find out, I haven't talked to Audrey yet, but it did say that they will split the beds.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So, Bob,
Yeah,
I was going to
most
talk to Audrey about that. If she knows
Yeah.
some other male person that would want to
Right.
possibly share.
Right. If you want to split it with somebody that you don't want to sleep with, I mean, they can turn that room into a two single bed type rooms there, no problem.
Yeah.
Kind of
I mentioned before, but I checked into it a couple weeks ago.
Right. We have a couple people that are going that want their own room by themselves, and that's
Yeah,
okay
they'll pay the
too.
double occupancy rate. Yeah.
But no, they actually have a. If you look, Tom, there's a
Yeah,
single.
it's a single rate. Yeah.
About $400 less,
Right.
kind of thing than because obviously you're not eating twice as much.
Right.
You're not
Right.
eating
But
it
you're
like
not getting.
before.
You're not splitting. You're not splitting the normal double occupancy rate. So
Yeah.
it's a little higher for a single. You're not paying the double occupancy, but
Right.
as Bob said, you're not getting the drinks, you're not getting the food, on that empty one. So, but this is Virgin, and Virgin is not like any other cruise line.
No.
And, excuse me, let me respond to Uncle Bill's comment here. He said, "What, New Jersey is a city? Bill, we're the Garden State here."
It
Of
is.
course.
New Jersey is one of the most scenic coastal
We call ourselves
areas.
the Garden State.
Yes.
Exactly.
And I'm not even a real New Jerseyan, but I'm
The
like Bob. I'm a
Palisades.
transplant.
Come on, you got the Palisades, you got all the way down to Cape May. I mean, just
On the way to
gorgeous.
Cape May.
Just gorgeous. And Jersey City and Weehawken and all those places that, some of the best Italian restaurants are in Hoboken, New Jersey.
And Bill's kind of gives a hard time. Bill lived for a while in New Jersey, so he's pretending not to be.
Well, it seems like he has a hard time with Virgin too. So yes, but I mean, it is a unique. It is more fun than most other cruise lines. I have to tell you, the parties, the pajama party, the drag shows, the acrobats.
Bill's out.
If you're homophobic, please stay home. Yes, it is a wonderful, wonderful, enjoyable time. Yes. Yeah. All good. Good.
All right.
Good,
Well,
good.
we've reached the 90 minutes, actually 90 minutes plus here. So
Yes.
yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna. Any final thoughts on? Well, we'll go with the Vegas meetup. Any final thoughts on the Vegas meetup before we wrap up?
Do you need an excuse to come to Vegas? Really? Come on now.
Do it.
We're offering the best
Vegas.
excuse.
Yeah, the money. the money's all, again. It's what you can afford.
Right.
Exactly.
Do it and register before October 8th. The
And save a
price
bundle.
goes up $20 October 8th. So
Save a bundle.
do it soon, and I mean, you're guaranteed to have a wonderful, wonderful time, and I guarantee you can find something to do that you'll enjoy in Las Vegas. I guarantee.
Bob, what do you say is the general weather forecast for that time of year? A daytime high of about 75?
75 to 80 maybe at the top of the day, 50 in the evening. I mean, I usually
55.
You need to
60.
bring a jacket, long pants for the
Jacket
evening.
or a sweater. Jacket or a sweater, yeah.
Yeah, in the evening, the wind is usually wonderful.
Oh, that's the best time of year. We hardly get any wind that time of year.
Bring your mini drones along.
Really
Yeah,
great.
absolutely.
There is a multitude of places to fly. I mean, in Las Vegas, outside of the city, if you want to fly in the city, there's a website called the Las Vegas and Henderson dronepilots.com that lists all the legal spots to fly within the city, with no without Lance. There is a variety of wonderful places to fly.
We got a ton of Class G airspace out here, a ton of it.
Yeah, I only want to fly in easy places to fly. I don't want any hassle. I just
We
want to
have, I mean,
fly
from
unfiltered.
from tall ponderosa pine up in the mountains to 50-story tall sand dunes in Amargosa Valley to one of my favorite, I call it the lens capture proving grounds, which is the Jean Dry Lake Bed.
Dry Lake Bed,
okay, which is 20 minutes from my house. The ability to zoom across this giant prehistoric lake bed, you know,
and track
in
guys
your
on their
vehicle.
off-road on dirt
I go
bikes.
out there on the weekends, right, to track the side-by-sides, the sand rails.
With no restrictions, right?
No restrictions. No restrictions.
No.
I mean, just spectacular country overall. You know, people only know the Las Vegas Strip. And we try with this event to get people to see everything else that's out here as well.
Yeah, it's
and it is spectacular.
Tremendous
country.
amount of wonderful
Highly
places.
recommend it. If you can afford it, if you can make it, we're here to host you, and you're going to meet a ton of great people as we do at these events, right? I mean, that's one of the best takeaways from these meetups is the social aspect of it. So that's
last year we had 87 people, and I think probably more than half were local Las Vegas people.
That's good.
And we got nothing but complaints from a bunch of local people after last year's event that they didn't know about the event. So we've done a full court press out here, and trying to get the folks from California, Arizona, Utah, Colorado, and New Mexico. They're all next door neighbors basically
Oregon,
out here.
It's not a bad drive. I've driven from Oregon to Las
Washington,
Vegas.
Idaho, you know. So
it's great.
The big difference, and Ron, you'll understand this, like just to get out of the New York metropolitan area usually takes you 2 hours, right? Yeah. Well, in 2 hours, I can be in 3 different states out here. So, you know, it's just amazing to drive out here. Some of the places, you know, Mike Wright, we went to that abandoned water park in the middle of nowhere. Just like there's ghost towns out here. There's so many things
Goldfield,
that you can Goldfield with the cars sticking out of the ground, and there's just so many different things.
Let me ask the most important question tonight, Mike. Do you already know what drones you're going to take to the Vegas meetup this year?
Probably the Mini 5.
Okay.
That means you're coming light.
And maybe the Mavic 4. Yeah.
Well, now he's coming in heavy. Yeah.
Now he's coming in heavy.
I don't see a need to bring my FP. I'll bring a Neo, you know, but I don't see a point in bringing my Bata out there. It's more of a camera, I believe.
Are there any good spots to fly FPV out there, Tom?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And only reiterate, you can have it one more time and not ever go to the strip. You know exactly.
Yeah.
Boy,
well, you know what,
Dr. Joseph, I don't know the answer to that question you have on the screen right now, Ron.
Bill, the drone reviewer, told him State Farm about 50 comments back.
And I understand that Allstate is doing drone insurance now. Also, here.
A lot of times you buy from eBay, they offer State. They offer State.
They
Farm
offer
insurance.
State Farm or Allstate on eBay. Yeah. I have aviation. I have aviation insurance that I've had for many years, you know, with Part 61 and all. So I went through my aviation insurance company and they just picked it up as a rider on my insurance. So, you know, but I highly recommend, because the unfortunate situation that we can't get DJI Care refresh, definitely get something that's going to at least replace the value. Yeah. It's unlikely you'll get it repaired. So at least something that replaces the value.
Yeah, good comment there, Tom. Well, I want to thank Tom and Bob for coming on, giving us a kind of update on the Vegas meetup. Maybe I'll have you back on again before the meetup so we get even further updates.
Appreciate that.
And anybody out in the chat that has any questions that you didn't put in the chat or you didn't think of, maybe reach out to Bob or Tom on their Facebook group or whatever.
If you go to vegasdronemeetup.com,
there you go.
At the top of the screen, in the top bar, is my cell phone number and my email address. Okay, So don't hesitate to reach out. Okay.
Yeah, questions and concerns.
Yeah, and don't worry if you're in the Eastern time zone. Okay, you can call Bob at 5 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning. It doesn't matter. It's great. It's great. All right. It's good.
No problem.
No problem. Yeah.
The dog will wake me up. The dog will hear the phone ring. The dog will wake me up. No problem.
24 hours. He and Bob never sleeps. Mike, I want to thank you for coming on tonight. I want to congratulate you for getting the Mini 5. You're the first person I know that's received theirs in the U.S.
Yes.
I'm sure somebody else has, but you're the first person I know. And thanks for sharing what you know about it so far, relieving people's minds about the tariffs and so on, at least on yours. Right. And once you come back in a few weeks when you've had some hands-on experience with this, and we'll really take a deep dive into it a little bit more, see if it's the drone for sure. You or anybody else out there, who's thinking about getting a drone. So, folks, I want to thank everybody who joined us in the chat tonight. Thanks for all your questions, comments, especially Uncle Bill. You were real good with the comments near the end. You get the DroneNation gold star for all the comments there. Yes. So and I hope to see it. I hope to be sitting beside Uncle Bill at the meetup, at the Vegas meetup or whatever.
Oh, then wouldn't that be fun?
Got a spot for him.
We got his place.
We got a spot for Uncle Bill.
They got a VIP lounge for you, Uncle Bill. So if you can get that man out of Florida, that is. So
Fort Pierce there, yes.
Get that man out of Fort Pierce.
Yes.
And according to my wife, we got some great Filipino food out here too. So.
There you go.
Yes.
So okay, don't forget, if set your clocks, get up early tomorrow for that the DJI Nano camera event at 8 a.m. and then get your coffee and go over to the GoPro event at 9 a.m. So it's going to be a busy, not drones tomorrow. It's going to be a busy day for 360 cameras, small cameras, and drones may be illegal, but some of the spots you said you can't film with drones, you can film them with nanos and 360 cameras, right?
Yeah.
Why not?
Why
not?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be sleeping, so let me know how it goes. I'll watch it in the replay.
Road trip to Vegas.
Good night, everyone. Take care.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye. Oh, look. Bob's got the special effect.